Welcome to God Doesn't Say That.
Stop it.
Welcome to God Doesn't Say That, where we talk about lies that we're believing and the truth that sets us free. But before we get into what we're going to talk about today, just go ahead and subscribe below, because we're really excited to hear about what you're learning and what you're experiencing through these videos. And we're going to just do that.
Yeah. So every week we do these videos, God Doesn't Say That, because God's word tells us we can take every thought captive and make it obey Christ. But what does that really even mean, right? Like, we grew up in church, we heard this verse, take every thought captive our whole lives, and we're like, well, okay, great, how do you do that? But it means we can take a lie and say, that's a lie. God doesn't say that about us, and replace it with God's truth. Replace it with what God does say. This process of uprooting lies and replacing them with God's truth from His Word will renew our minds, and it will guide us to seeing God accurately, which means we will see ourselves accurately.
Hey, Rebecca.
Hey, what?
What is a lie that you have been believing or that you have believed and have struggled with in the past?
Yeah, absolutely. Really just like have struggled with the feeling that I'm left to fight on my own, or that like I'm an army of one kind of thing.
Yeah. And God doesn't say that. He doesn't. So that's a lie. Now what's the truth?
Yes, that is a lie. God doesn't say that. We are not an army of one left to fight on our own. Like, that's such a lie. So we shouldn't say that either.
No.
God doesn't say that. We shouldn't say that either. Through faith, we get to say we are protected on all sides, all at once.
That's right. So God says in Psalm 139:5, you hem me in behind and before, you lay your hand upon me. So God has you on all sides. He's hemmed you in. There's not one fight that you're fighting, and you might be fighting several right now. And it might feel very alone, but that's a lie. The truth is that He's already gone before you. He's standing next to you. He's already, he's got you on all sides.
He's all sides. He's gone before you. He's behind you. He's right beside you. He's walking with you. It's crazy. And I've actually got to do some research on this verse, Psalm 139:5, because I've been doing a Bible study with my Lane of Roses Bible study on Psalm 139. And that word him, it's not like a really warm and fuzzy phrase. It's not like God's hugging you. It's not that. Our God does hug us, and He is warm. But this particular word, it actually really is like a super fierce word. It's as if God is looking at you and saying, hey, I got you, I got this, and then He's turning around to your enemies and He's like, back off, she's mine. And so it's a very protective, fierce, loving word, and He's really He surrounds us, He hems us in, right? I think my mom's a interior decorator, but she's also a seamstress, and so I think of when she hems something, everything's sewn up, right? He's got you on all sides.
Your mom's not gonna make something that falls apart.
She's not.
She's not. I really have a plan for her to make snow leopard curtains in Anthony's office, and he won't go for it. He says no. I say, we'll see. So, what lies are you believing? We all believe lies. I remember even last night, I was believing a lie. I just kind of felt alone in a moment. And then today I got to talk with friends there's 4 of us in this room, and it reminded me that I'm not alone. So what lies are you believing? Write them down, and next to them, write a truth that will set you free. And if you're having trouble coming up with, well, what is true? Because sometimes it's so hard to discern fact from fiction. Our Lane of Roses app is a great resource. We have tons of great places that you can look. There are even verses for every emotion, where you can look up a lie that you're believing and find a truth that will set you free. So the truth is every time that you are made on purpose and for a purpose.
That is right. And remember, through Jesus, we can uproot those lies, and we can replace them with God's truths. So have someone in your life who can call you out when you're believing a lie. Have them say, hey, that's a lie. Now, what's the truth?
That's so true. So this is Katie and Rebecca helping you remember who God says you are.
Be encouraged to overcome the lies of the world with God's truth this week. Hey everyone, thank you so much for watching that video. If you haven't yet, go ahead and hit the subscribe button so you can continue to explore faith with Lane of Roses all week, and go ahead and check out our next video right over there.